Several Palestinians have been killed, including a child, when Israeli warplanes targeted a tent sheltering displaced people in Deir al-Balah, central Gaza. One of Palestine's news agency reported that 4 Palestinians, including a child, were killed and several others injured in an airstrike on a tent near Al-Asr Mosque, south of Deir al-Balah. In a separate incident, Israeli forces demolished several residential buildings in Beit Lahia, northern Gaza. Gaza-based health authorities have announced that the death toll from the Israeli attack on the Gaza Strip has risen to over 44,930, with more than 106,454 others wounded. According to medical reports, Israeli occupation forces committed 2 massacres against families in the Gaza Strip over the past 24 hours, resulting in the killing of at least 55 Palestinians and the injury of 170 others. UNICEF Executive Director Catherine Russell has called for urgent global actions to end the daily suffering of the Gaza's children, who continue to endure bloodshed, hunger, disease and cold. In a statement, Russell condemned the world's indifference to Gaza's suffering, where children are daily victims of violence. She highlighted the recent Israeli attack on the Nusayrat refugee camp, which pushed the child death toll in Gaza to over 160 in the past month. Russell also noted that 14,500 children have been killed in the past 14 months and 1.1 million are in urgent need of protection and support. Israeli attacks around Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza has injured 3 medical staff overnight and caused damage to the facility. Hospital Director Hossam Abu Safiya said that Israeli quadcopter drones carrying explosives deliberately targeted the emergency and reception area of the hospital, wounding 1 doctor. Israeli occupation forces have arrested at least 15 Palestinians from various areas of the West Bank. According to the Palestinian authorities, Prisoners and Ex-Prisoners Affairs Commission and Palestinian Prisoners Society, the arrests were distributed among the governorates of Ramallah, Tulkarm, Al-Khalil, Jenin and Jerusalem. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has discussed with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni in Rome the latest developments in the Palestinian cause. President Abbas condemned the Israeli aggression, which has led to massive casualties and destruction. He also criticized ongoing violence in the West Bank and Jerusalem. He called for the implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 2735, urging a ceasefire, Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, and humanitarian aid. The president also emphasized the need for the Palestinian Authority to resume its role in Gaza. At least 77 U.S. Democrats have signed a letter to Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, urging the administration to provide a full assessment of Israel's compliance with U.S. arms policies and laws. The legislators said they are deeply troubled by the continued level of civilian casualties and humanitarian suffering in Gaza. While the signatories welcomed the 30-day deadline in October for Israel to increase humanitarian aid to Gaza or else risk losing U.S. weapons, they said that now that the ultimatum has passed, Israel has not yet fulfilled the requirements outlined. Moving on to the situation in Gaza, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has discussed efforts with visiting U.S. officials to reach a ceasefire in Gaza and a detainee deal in the Palestinian enclave. Ambassador Mohammed al-Shinnawi stated that the meeting also addressed preserving the ceasefire in Lebanon as a foundation for regional calm and reviewed developments in Syria. The officials who met with President Sisi in Cairo included U.S. National Security Advisor Jack Sullivan and U.S. Middle East envoy Brett McCurk.